Hi Junkers, I'm Kathy and I'm here with a tutorial on making some embellishments using paste wax and diamond glaze. My last tutorial was just on using the paste wax or wax paste. But this time I've decided to add some glossy accents, or in this case diamond glaze, which is a dimensional adhesive, to make it a little more interesting and to make the metal look a little shinier. So here's what I did. This is an example. Excuse my fingers, I have lots of wax over it. So on this particular one, I cut out a 2.5 inch circle using a punch. Then I added kind of a strip of already colored paper, added a heart to it, and then I colored the background as well with the paste, and then I added the diamond glaze around where you see that it's shiny. And I think it came out with such an interesting effect that I wanted to try to show you, see if you liked it, and wanted to make it. And here's some little embellishments. These are little hearts. I see these being used on a tag or a card or right on the journal paper to enhance it. In this case, I made a belly band using the same technique and put it on a card, and you'd be able to stick this right in there, and I think it looks pretty cool. Okay, so let's get started. I'll show you what you'll need. First thing you'll need is a piece of cardstock, preferably a color similar to this, not too dark and not too light. I'm also going to use some paste wax. I'm using copper and bronze. I'm also going to use some art crayons. These are optional. And I got all of these and this at Tuesday morning, but you can find them at Michael's. Sometimes you can find them at Joann's. Then you're also going to need some dimensional adhesive. In this case, I'm using Diamond Glaze. And what this does, it adds dimension. So it would kind of be like using hot glue on top of something, except this levels itself out. And you're going to need some regular glue. You're going to need scissors. As I said, I'm using a 2.5 inch circle punch. You're also going to need any other punches you want to use, smaller punches if you'd like. I'm using a little heart punch. Now, you're going to need to have embossed some paper already. I have some little scraps that I've already embossed. These are some examples, and I'm just going to be showing you how to add color to them. I also have some pieces I've already colored to save some time, and I'll show you how I'm going to use some of these. Let's see, what else? You'll need a hole punch and possibly some twine or yarn or ribbon to put in to make your tags. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out 2 circles. And we'll be making those. Okay. First thing we're going to do is we're going to color the base. And also, if you'd like, I use gloves when I use wax paste. You don't have to. You could use, you could go ahead and use a paper towel to spread it, or you can just use your fingers. I'm not going to do that. So, it's always hard to get the paste wax and stuff, the colors off your fingertips when you don't use gloves. And I'm excited because Saturday night, I'm in a member of a Shakespeare group called Shakespeare Theater Florida, and we're doing a live reading of Much Ado About Nothing, and you'll be able to see my hands, so I would preferably like them not to be all stained in ink. Anyway, okay, so I'm going to take, let's see, I'm going to use this copper color, and I'm just going to take a bit and color the background of this one. And you can be messy. That's my doggy in the background. He always starts barking when I do a video because he wants all the attention. Rub as much in as you can. And don't forget where your fingers were touching. And I'm going to use this color on this one. This is a bronze. Or no, this is bronze. What color is this? No, this is bronze. This one, the other one's copper. I knew that. Except for my momentary lapse of intelligence. Okay, so get it good. And then I'm going to set that aside for a moment. And I usually have a wet wipe close by. Excuse me. Would you do me a favor and be quiet? Please. Thank you. Okay, he's not going to listen to me, but he pretends like he's going to listen. See, as soon as my back is turned. Okay. Then I'm going to take, excuse me, let me deal with my puppy for a moment. What's up? Come over here. Here's your food. That's it. We're not going outside right now. Sorry about that. I'm back. Okay, next I'm going to take this. I'm going to cut a few hearts out. Woo. And all I'm going to do, actually, I'm not cutting the hearts out of that. I didn't want to do that. I'm going to cut the hearts out of this. I'll cut it out right here. And maybe I'm just going to cut one out. And all I'm going to do is color this, and I'll color it in the bronzy one, just like that. I'm actually on this one, I wanted to add a little bronze to it as well, just to give it a little dimension. It's pretty because it actually adds a little color to it. And add a little copper to this one. Come on, Jimmy, be quiet. I got Jimmy from the pound a month ago, and Jimmy is 10 years old. He doesn't have any teeth. He can hardly see. But, you know, I knew that he'd have a hard time getting adopted. So, I got him. Okay, So what I'm going to do next, I'm actually going to save this because I think I can use this on the heart. Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna put that right there. Well, actually I'm gonna color this one too. Actually I'm gonna use art crayon first in black. And this just gives it a really nice dimension. I'm gonna just press that black in really good. Then I'm gonna take some copper. And you see how that picks up the color? It's so cool. And the black just gives it like a real older look. I love it. Okay, I'm gonna set that aside. I'm gonna turn this white paper around so we can use a cleaner spot on it so you guys aren't always looking at the yucky part. Okay, and here's the heart over here. Then the next thing I'm going to do, I think I can take the gloves off, is I'm going to take an existing one that I have and I'm simply going to cut it. I'm going to use it and cut it. First thing I want to do is, I think I'm going to use this, and I'm going to use it. Ooh, that's a different color down there. I like that. I want to make sure the center heart's in the center. So I'm going to glue this down. Okay, whoops. Some over here. We're going to glue that down. Just like that. Turn it over. Cut off the excess. And okay, it looks kind of cool. And I'm going to put a hole in the top. It's going to be a tag in a moment. Then on this one, I'm going to trim it a little more evenly. And I'm also going to glue this. Right down the center. And trim this one. Okay. Whoop, when I did that, I think there's my heart. What I want to do to give this a little more dimension here is I'm going to add some black underneath. And I'm going to take the old glove and I'm just going to kind of move that around. It just gives it a little more depth, as if you were distressing it. And not to worry, I'm going to take this and that's good. And then I'm going to take the little heart, I think, and put it right there. Just like that. Cool. Now, I need to poke a hole in here. Okay, next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to close this up, straighten out the heart. There we go. And it's time to add our Diamond Glaze. And I'm just going to set this here. Actually, just to block this a little bit, the yucky color. Okay, before I add the Diamond Glaze, I want to make sure this isn't bending this, concave. I want it more convex. And the thing about using any adhesive, dimensional adhesive, you want to use it just right above where it comes out of the spout. So you want to keep it very low. And what you do is you push it around with the nozzle. And you want to look out for air bubbles, like that bubble right there. So I have a lot on here. It's okay because it'll level itself out and it does dry clear. And when you have an air bubble, they're very hard to pop even with a pen. The best thing to do is to push them off the edge. Sometimes the little ones you can pop with a pen, but usually not. Like here's a big one. There, that almost popped, but we still have the little ones. And the bubbles aren't going to go anywhere. They'll dry like that. Okay, now we're going to do the bottom. Excuse my yucky fingers. There's another big bubble. Yeah. He wants something. Jimmy! I don't know what I'm calling because he never listens to me. Okay. We're going to set that aside. And excuse me 1 second. Okay. And for the other one, I'm going to put the Diamond Glaze just in the hearts. I'm going to push it around with the nozzle. Okay. And that is it. So what I do when I'm making these is I emboss a bunch of stuff like this first, and then I set it aside, and then I just decide what I'm going to make out of it, and then I cut these up. So typically when I'm doing it, I'm not coloring too much at the same time that I'm kind of decorating. I'm just using my scraps. So, as I said, here's an example of what this will look like here. Oh, I don't know if it's there. After it dries, it gives it a very cool coppery, like this one's copper. I'm going to do something on the back, but it gives it a really nice, effect. Okay, well, I hope you try it. I love to use Diamond Glaze. I don't use it very often, but I think it gives it some really nice effects and dimension to your work. Anyway, have a good night. I hope my doggy didn't bother you guys too much. But you got to do what you got to do. Have a good one. Thanks for watching. Bye.